Addison Rae's new album. Call her Addison Rae, I guess. Like, Addison Rae releasing one of the best pop albums of the year was like absolutely not on my bingo card, but a very pleasant surprise. For the last couple years, Addison Rae has been making the jump from TikToker to musician. It all kind of started with Obsessed a few years ago, which was her first single, which, you know, there was potential. There was potential there, and I didn't see it. It wasn't super well received. It was just kind of a bland pop song, but it was her first like venture into the space, so like, I mean, I didn't really expect anything different. But her follow-up EP called AR, which contained Obsessed, was actually really, really good. I remember it dropping on Twitter and everybody was like, they're saying the Addison Rae album was kind of good. And it was. Nothing On But the Radio, hit. I Got It Bad, super fun. One of the main things that's really like knighted Addison Rae's like advance into the pop space was like her knighthood by Charlie with To Die For. Addison Rae and Charlie XCX's friendship and subsequent collabs, I think, really helped Addison Rae gain some validity. A lot of people see Charlie as a forward thinker in the pop space, and to see her closely working with Addison Rae and saying, you know, she's got the drive, she's got what it has, I think gave a lot of people curiosity, at least, into her. But from the moment I heard AR, like, I knew it was serious. She wanted out of that damn key asylum, and she wanted it bad. And you know what? She did. I think for a lot of people, even today, it's really hard for them to see past Addison Rae as a TikToker. And that's fair. Like, I was never really on her side of TikTok, but even I have heard of
I Need a Bad Bleep, Addison Rae.
And
Let me do this TikTok really quick.
and her doing those dances on Jimmy Fallon. A lot of people saw Obsessed as like this disingenuous, like another grift from a TikToker who doesn't really have any talent, but just kind of got famous for being a person. I think a lot of people were surprised to see that like she's actually very talented and she has the drive and she has great references and she has her own artist voice. And she actually recently spoke about this in an interview with the New York Times Popcast, saying,
all this time that has passed, I've recognized how much choice and taste is kind of a luxury in a lot of ways. Because back then, it was a lot about like, you know, how am I just going to get out of here? Like, it wasn't even about like, all right, let me show the intricacies of myself right now, you know?
Taste as a luxury is such a profound way to describe the type of culture that we live in nowadays. We don't really have celebrities in the classical sense anymore. People don't really get famous for their work as much as they used to. Because of the ease of access to music and film, there's less of an interest in the actual work itself, and there's more of an interest in the artist behind it. And now it's easier than ever to become famous on TikTok and all these social media apps. Like, we have so many avenues to get famous, but nothing to be famous for, if that makes sense, because there's so much being put out there all of the time because of streaming services and apps like Spotify, or people are more a fan of individual creators and the artist rather than the art itself. That creates a higher barrier to entry for newer artists in the music scene because they're competing with so many more people than they used to. It's easier to start doing it, but it's harder to build an audience. To get people to care about your work, you have to get people to care about you first nowadays. And for Addison Rae growing up in Louisiana, TikTok was that avenue, and she was gonna get famous by any means necessary. And you know what? She did. You have to grind. You have to be willing to go the distance to get famous. And she was. I don't know. I really respect the drive. And what's more is the music is actually really good. She dipped her toes into beginning this era with the Von Dutch remix with Charlie XCX, where she had her famous little scream. Following that, she started her official rollout for this album with Diet Pepsi back in August of 2024. And Diet Pepsi was this like massive shift in quality in both her vocal performance, the production, and just overall like her voice as an artist. I remember people being like, wait, why is she kind of taking Lana's nachos a little bit? From the beautiful production on this song to her vocal performance, it's so much more confident and sexy and sassier than anything she'd ever done before. And you could really start to see the bones of what would be Addison Rae. I think for me, where I really was like, okay, this girl has got something, was Aquamarine. Aquamarine, I think, is to date my favorite song from her. She released that after Diet Pepsi. It was the second single for the album. And from the music video to the production, the glittery, bitey synths mixed with the house beat and her great vocal performance, Aquamarine was the song where I was like, okay, so there's this album of the year. And I think around this time, like while Diet Pepsi was her biggest hit, like Aquamarine was really where her target audience really started to listen to her. They were like, okay, so Diet Pepsi wasn't just a one-hit wonder. The Von Dutch remix wasn't just a one-off thing. Like Addison Rae really does have what it takes, we think, and we're gonna tune in and see what she has to say. And her next few singles, she just kept proving it more and more and more that she's here to stay. She surrounds herself with incredibly talented and knowledgeable creatives, and she's able to collaborate and uplift their voices and learn from them to create something together that's so much better than what she could do on her own. And I think what really makes a pop star is your ability to pick collaborators. That's what separates pop stars from great artists, is that pop stars create a team that really help them become better as an artist and pushes them to get better. For this, at every single level, Addison Rae has had great creative direction and incredible producers, and the rollout has just been really, really good. It's one of the best pop debut rollouts I've seen in a while. Like, we're getting fed more than Taylor Swift fans are, in terms of visuals at the very least. So now I'm gonna get into track by track of her debut album, Addison, which came out last night. New York is like one of my favorites, if not my favorite, off of the album. It's such a good starter, and it puts us in a really dreamlike yet like hyped up place. It really sounds like club classics. It's such a catchy and infectious dancey tune, and it's one of the most like exciting starts to a project. And I was like, okay, so here we go. Diet Pepsi is a really good choice for the second song on the track list. I think it breaks up New York and Money Is Everything really, really well. I think Diet Pepsi really, like I said earlier, feels kind of like earlier Lana vibes, and you can also feel that in some tracks later on as well. Money Is Everything is, again, another hit, let me just say. And it is so fun, and it feels a lot like a 2010s pop song as well. A lot of this album feels very 2010s inspired, but this song specifically feels like something that like a True Romance-esque Charlie would make, or even maybe Carly Rae Jepsen a little bit, but I really love that. These first three tracks are so catchy. Moving into Aquamarine, this is my favorite song from her. I talked about it earlier. I think it's just a perfect song. It's one of, if not my most listened to song of last year, so love it. I like both of these interludes. There's not too much to say about them. They're like 60 seconds, but I think they tie the album together cohesively. I do wish they were full-length songs rather than interludes, but what are you gonna do? I think High Fashion is incredibly underrated, and it sneaks up on you. Like, at first I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but like once I saw the music video and I kind of got what she was going for, I've really come around to this song to the point that it's like one of my favorites. It has this like really deep like pulsating synth that's in the background, and it's really druggy, and she kind of feels like she's like spinning around your head in a way, and it's a very wishy-washy vocal performance, and I really like it. I think it's one of the most unique songs on the album by far. Nowadays with mainstream pop, you know, you have like your Sabrina Carpenters and Gracie Abrams, Tate McRae, but I think like personally for me, like this is such a unique song, and I'm just excited to be able to like hear it. So after High Fashion, we have Summer Forever, which again feels like a Born to Die Lana song. It's one of the slower songs on the album, but it's so dreamy and magical, and it feels like going to the pool, the water's glistening. It's such a beautifully produced song, and I think that's something consistently throughout the album is there's not a bad produced song. I think a lot of the production on this album feels so crisp and magical, and it feels very, very cohesive, but not stale, if that makes sense. The next song is In the Rain. This one is probably my least favorite. It's not bad by any means. It's just kind of like amongst superstars, there's always going to be like one normal person, and I think this is the normal person of the album. It's not bad by any means. It's just not as catchy. It's not as flashy. It's just a very by the numbers pop song. I think it's good. There's not too much to say about it. It's fine. In my opinion, this is the worst song on the album, and it's still like not even bad at all. So what are you gonna do? They can't all be perfect. Fame is a gun. Fame is a gun, gag. Fame is a gun, gag. Perfect song, no notes. It's a perfect song. Fame is a Gun is such a good pop song. And especially and also the music video. I love music videos, obviously, like I make them. But Fame is a Gun is so good. Like it kind of feels almost like a Pink Panther song in a way. It's a very like 2020s like upbeat pop song. But I don't know. Fame is a Gun just feels like a very, very well-crafted pop song. Something that we haven't heard the likes of in a while. Its production is super lush and fun. A perfect example of like pop doing what it does best. Times Like These is another mid-tempo one, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's probably going to be a grower for me. It's not bad by any means, again. There's so much good on this album that I'm trying to get through all the gags so I can get to the goods, if that makes sense. But it's definitely going to be a grower for me. I really like her vocal delivery on this one specifically. I kind of wish the beat at the end built up a little bit more and a little bit earlier. It kind of just ends at a certain point. And then we have Life's No Fun. That's another interlude that I talked about earlier. And then we have Headphones On, which Headphones On is such a good closer for this. It talks about escaping your current life problems through music, and I think it's a really, really good and whimsical song to end on. I think it closes out the chapter really well. I think overall, this album for me is like a 9 out of 10, and it's only a 9 out of 10 because like I just wish it was longer. I think we didn't really need the 2 interludes, and I rather would have had like 2 full-length songs. But as far as like pop debuts go, this is one of the strongest pop debuts I have seen from anyone in a long time, probably since Olivia Rodrigo. But this is such a fun and exciting new era, and I'm really excited to see what Addison has next for us. So if you made it here, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing one of these every single week, and watch one of my movies or music videos if you feel so inclined. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. See ya.
Hey yo, Charlie at CX here. Due to a packaging error, we can't sell 3,000 Le Creuset cookware sets, so I'm giving them away to my loyal fans for free. If you're seeing this ad, you can get a free Le Creuset cookware set today. But just a heads up, there are a few rules. You must live in the United States, and you can only get 1 free kitchen set per household. All you have to do is click the button below and answer a few questions. These will only be given out until the end of the day today, so don't hesitate. Supplies are running out, so get yours while you can. Thank you guys.